Hello and welcome to Contest of Speed Tier 1 F1 Racing. We are in round 20. We are in Brazil. This is 15 turns of brutal chaos. It looks like it's about a 2.67 mile lap or 4.3 kilometers for my metric friends. Speaking of metric friends, I am joined today by Racer 001 in the commentary booth. Racer, how you doing? What do you got for us?
Yes, thanks once again for having me on the commentary box for the Tier 1 boys. And yes, it's going to be another great showing from the top guys in this Contest of Speed Championship. Weather's going to play a big part today. Unlike on the Monday race, we have got dry qualifying, but the race is going to look really interesting. I believe it's starting heavy rain, and then it's going to progress to drying out. So people, how they're going to go with that, starting on the full wet, and then are they going to stay on the full wet until it's dry, or are they going to pit onto the intermediate and then pit again for the dry, which is a more conventional style of thinking. But yeah, it all depends on how quickly the track does dry out. So yeah, it's qualifying is not going to be quite as important, but as always, track position is key, especially around here, being a tight and narrow track.
Absolutely, I agree with you there. And with it being wet, those curbs are going to be super slippery. We've got a little bit of cement runoff, but for the most part, this is a grass runoff track, which means when those tires hit that slick grass, those cars are just going to keep going and going and going until either the wall or nature by force slows it down. We're currently taking a look at Devil Damo, who is one of the first guys out of the pit box. It looks like Don Amo, Zio Bandino, I got to get this right, Altakir, Joe, Racer 555, not to be confused with my buddy here, Racer 001. We got Ricky headed out and Jamie 1. So again, you know, as you had said, Racer, qualifying here, it's going to be interesting to see, because being at the front of the pack, when you've got a whole set of wet weather and wet tires behind you, could truly be a disadvantage here.
Yes, absolutely. You're going to have, especially also being at the front, you're the guinea pig. You've got all the pressure of when to decide when to pit. Obviously, our friend Jeff, world's #1 team radio, team mechanic, chief mechanic. He's always giving you the best advice for tyre strategy, but still, it's always a bit of a nervy one, being at the front and deciding when's the right time to pit to get onto the right tyre, and it does do a pretty good job. But yeah, as you mentioned, this is an old school track. Not much runoff, and if there is any runoff, it's mainly grass. So it is very easy. We had a big accident in the first race on Monday, coming out of turn 3, just because of how narrow it is. When everyone's all together, it's very easy to catch a wheel, and then with that not big runoff areas, you're in the wall.
You know, it's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting you say that, because usually turn 1 is the problematic turn, but here in Brazil, turn 1 is not a big deal. I mean, it's a very important turn, but it's not difficult to get through. What happens is they get down through that set of turns into that high-speed straight, and then that's when all chaos kind of lets loose.
That's right, exactly, and you've just got that whole area. I mean, turn 1 stuff can happen, but it's quite a short run, unlike Mexico in the previous round, so you're not at high speeds, people aren't trying to outbrake massively, and it's quite a late, the apex of the corner is very late, so you can get away with running wide, and then obviously you've then got the inside of turn 2. It's really that long, that whole segment, really, that turn 3 down that medium-sized straight, where we're going to see potentially some action with people touching, but hopefully the Tier 1 guys, they might give each other a bit more room. You can only ever lose a race at the beginning. You can never win it, and that's something I try and think of when I'll say that now, probably jinx myself for the next race, but the beginning of a race, yeah, you sort of got to give people a bit more room. It's so early on. These races are 40 minutes plus. So, and I expect that from the Tier 1 guys, but if it's wet first thing in the race, that makes that a little bit spicier.
Yes, I hear you. So we're talking about some time starting to be put up onto the board here. Altakir shows up with a 107.2, Fruitful Coot with a 107.563, and then we drop into the 108s where we've got F1 Perez, Joe Zio Bandino, Ricky, and Real R Life all stacking up in the 108s. We're going to look for somebody here who's hopefully on a flying lap. I thought Jamie 1 was, and Jamie finishes up with a 108.754. So 108, the popular time space right now as far as the guys that went out and are putting in qualifying times. Jump on board, we'll watch Raikkonen come through and finish up his lap here. I'm not even going to attempt to do a ride along. I would do my friend Vish no justice. Vish, we're missing you today. Vish is a little bit under the weather and needed to take this broadcast off, so we hope you're feeling better very soon. As Raikkonen puts in a 107.665, the last guy in the 107.660 area, and he's going to be sitting in third place with Perez sitting in fourth at a 108.35.
Yeah, get well soon, Vish. Good to have you back for next week's commentary. And as always, yeah, it's an interesting start to the qualifying already. Alatakir is as expected at the front, but and very impressive at 107.2. Very surprised with any of the people at the moment running on softs. With the weather forecast, I'd expect everyone doing their proper laps on the super soft. So maybe Zia Badino, he's currently in 5th place. He's only done his best on softs. He's about half a second off Alatakir, so you would think with a super soft you would be very close lap time wise. But everyone else, Domain Zane, he's done a 108.7 on the soft. But everyone else, as expected really, are on that super soft tyre, trying to get that ultimate lap. Raikkonen's just gone across the line, second lap, but that was in the 111, so maybe he was just taking a cool-off lap, now going at it again. Raikkonen currently in P4, but just a 10th, he only needs to gain a 10th and he'll be, just over a 10th and he'll be up into P2.
Indeed. We're taking a look at Dobby right now, who looks to be attempting to put down his fast lap. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully that traffic yields appropriately. I think that might even be a teammate up there. So maybe it isn't so much a yield situation. Maybe it's a little bit of a tow. But yeah, we're going to see Dobby cross the finish line here in a moment. And he's going to put in his first flying time.
Well, I'm just going to do this on board with Alatakir. I'm just on board with him now because he's about to start his second main lap, and it'd be good to have a lap to see how he does around here in Brazil. So coming down the straight to do the first lap, into the first one at Center S. It's always better to be slow into that section so that you've got the car controlled and you can get a real good exit onto turn 2 and turn 3. DRS zone down this mini straight now, looking for the markers, braking at about just before the 50 maybe with the DRS, and then get on the power as soon as possible. This section now is quite narrow, coming up and up the hill. It's all about being smooth and carrying the speed, tight double apex, and then braking immediately for the next right-hander. Again, controlled speed. You want to keep tight on the apex, not running wide, so you can get on the throttle as early as possible. And then again, this part of the section all about braking and turning. You want that front end to be quite nimble. And then again, a flat-out left-hander down the hill towards Zhongkao. The final and probably one of the most important corners on the track, because you've then got this long climb up back to the straight. Don't want to outbrake yourself because you just lose the time all the way up the hill. You might get a bit of tow from the guy who's just pitted. Heading for the start line, coming in just 106.998.
Wow. What a phenomenal time.
Yeah, and just to add a bit more pressure to the guys behind, put a proper marker on this quali session.
So 106.997 by Altakir. Devil Damos sitting in second. Dobby sitting in third. He finished up that lap with a 107.554. Fruitful Coot fourth. Raikkonen fifth. Perez sitting in sixth. It looks like everybody in the top 10 except for number 10 has broken the 107 barrier. They're in the 107s, below that 108 that we had seen originally We see Thomas sitting down there with a 108, but I'm pretty sure we can expect to see that improve very soon. Devil Damo's on another out lap. I mean, might as well use up the rubber while you have it, right?
That's right. So yeah, what else is that time-wise? So we got... Yep, Fruitful Coots out. He's, yeah, on the soft tyre. It's interesting why, I don't know why he's doing a soft run.
I guess at this point it might be just whatever it is that gets them their fastest time that they need.
Yeah, just I mean, if that was that time done on soft, that 175.
I'm watching. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. It says he's got 1 lap old, so it may have. I'm watching Fruitful make his way around the court. Other cars, or around the course rather, and other cars are yielding to him. So
yeah, he's on a hot lap, I believe. But Dobby's on an out lap. Raikkonen's back on an out lap of super soft. But yeah, Fruitful Coot. I don't. I guess that's on the soft. He's done that lap time on. I might be wrong. He might have been the case if he'd done it on a super soft piece. But I'd be surprised if he'd done a super soft run and now is on a soft.
Well, he's
just on a 185.
Yeah, he does not improve his time with those tires. So maybe it's a little bit of slick practice, if you will. He wants to get those harder compounds in there to get a little bit of a feel of what it might be like under the wet conditions we're expecting in the race.
Yeah, oh, and Devil Damo misses the braking on the first corner completely in second place at the moment, as Dobby just did a 1.7.554, just 200 shy of Devil Damo, but he's up to P3 now. Yes, very close. Apart from Alex Zakir, who is after second clear, you've got the second, third, and fourth, all within 200ths of a second. It's being a short lap here. You always get ultra close lap times. I mean, the top 10 are just separated, minus Alatikir, separated by 0.4 of a second. It's so close around here, and any little differences you can make, that, you know, particular corners here and there, gaining a half a tenth, it just all adds up. It's just get a perfect lap round here. It really can make a big difference in this qualifying session.
It does. We're going to ride along with Kimi, Raikkonen 34, Kimi, who's currently sitting in 5th. Looks to be putting in a flyer here. Moving down through the twisty first section, headed onto that first straightaway where we'll see our first DRS activation of the lap. A little twitchy through there. This left-hander where you brake at the 50-meter mark, that's at the 50 marker, that's key braking zone. This straightaway, as you had said before, very important to be able to carry your speed up this hill.
Yeah, it's so easy as well to try and be greedy and carry a bit more speed and run wide. And with this game, you go over that exit curve on the exit, your lap's invalidated. But it's so tempting because the car feels really good. And as soon as the track flattens out, you then get that oversteer or understeer, depending on how your car's set up. And it's so easy to make. You carry out a little bit too much speed, you validate your lap time. He's up the hill now. It'll be interesting to see what lap time. It's been clean, really good so far. It looks like he's close. Well, it's 7.4. He's up to second.
Yes, he does. He moves into second, knocking Dobby down to third, Devil Damo to fourth. Kimi throwing all the rules at the win there in turns 2 and 3. Just decided to take a couple signs out, make it a little harder for the rest of the pack. On board with 7th place Raikkonen.
Yeah.
Again, you know, you mentioned it earlier, and I just want to touch on it. When you come up that hill and you're about to make that sharp right-hander, coming out of that ever so slight left-hander where it's a lift, it's not so much braking, but then heading up that hill, it's so easy to get so close to that line and invalidate your lap, or even worse, pick up penalties during the race. It feels so natural to make that that hard right-hander coming up that hill. It feels so natural, but it's so easy to invalidate your lap. Raikkonen is going to head into the pits, and he will remain in 7th.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great track to to drive on because of the elevation changes. It is a driver's. I think it's a driver's track really. This circuit. It really. If you can get hooked up. Oh, and Alatakir and Perez have just touched there. I don't know whether that was just from the game messing up, but Alatakir is on his outlap at the moment. I don't know whether. I don't know. It looked like Perez's car was ghosting then. I'm not sure, but he seems like he didn't get any damage. But yeah, it's just so fun to drive when you got it hooked up. But it just requires practice around here because it's so easy to make that mistake and get a penalty in the race.
It is. Watching Two Spelt right now, who's currently sitting in 15th. I think he's on a flyer. He's got Ricky sitting right in front of him, so he may be picking up a little bit of a toe there. Headed up this ever so critical part of the track to the top of the hill, and then he makes the right-hander. Ricky maintaining in front of him, so I don't know if Ricky's on a hot lap or what's happening here. He may be, and Two Spelt's just caught him. We'll keep an eye on this situation as Two Spelt definitely having to pause for a moment or two here.
Yeah, he seems to have a bit of understeer looking at this at the moment. Watching him on board, but it doesn't. I don't know if it's a quick lap time. It's 1:04 coming towards the finish line. Yeah, it's a 1:08. I think. Oh, just under the 1:08. So yeah, he's down in 14th. But meanwhile, Alatakir, I think he's out on his. Yeah, he's on his hot lap at the moment, I believe. I don't know if it's a personal best or not. It's not telling me that, but he's coming towards the start-finish line now, and let's see if he's improved on his lap time. It looks good.
Oh wow, he has.
168.
Amazing. 106.817 for Alatakir sitting in first. The closest person to him is about a half a second back, and that's Zio Bandino, who's crossing the start-finish line right now. We'll see what he does with his time. Zio Bandino, 107.382 looks to be the best he can turn out, unless he's going to continue on to another flyer here. You know, it's interesting. I think Two Spell got held up a bunch of times.
Yeah, I thought, being that close to Ricky, it did look like he was suffering with understeer, and probably that was caused from the turbulent air ahead of Ricky. And it's not the best to have someone just in front of your eye line as well. It can distract you, and you can miss apexes, outbrake yourself. It's never the best. I personally always like to be sort of on my own, and just focusing on my ultimate lap time. Raikkonen is just about to start his flying lap then, his final run, 10 seconds in. Silas has just come from nowhere and has got P3 with 17414. But yeah, and Javi's gone to 5th with 17449. It's so close in this top 10. Yeah, looking forward to the finish line as they all approach their final laps.
That's right. We have 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining here in qualifying. The qualifying start time has stopped, so anybody who's out there, they will be able to finish this lap. First and second place, first, second, and third actually have been locked in now. We've got Alatakir sitting in first with a 106.817. Zio Bandino sitting in second. Very good to see him up there at the top. Devil Demo sitting in third. Those are the positions that are currently locked in.
Yep. So Raikkonen's coming up the hill now. I thought he got hung. I was just looking at that time. I think he got held up by one of the Ferrari guys. But he doesn't matter. He's got a 17.2, so he's up to second.
That's right. So, how much for locking in the top three?
and Raikkonen's gone to fourth for 17.35.
And I
Devil
think
Damo
that does it.
Yeah.
All right. So
everyone.
Our qualifying lineup looks like Alatakir in first, Raikkonen second, Zio Bandino third, Raikkonen fourth, Devil Demo fifth, Silas sixth, Javi in seventh, Dabi eighth, Perez ninth, Fruitful Coup 10th, Joe 11th, Racer 555 dropped, but he's in 12th, Don Amo 13th, Domain Zane 14th, Two Spell 15th, Thomas 16th, very surprising, Ricky in 17th, Real R Life 18th, and Jamie 1S in 19th. I can't believe I got all of that out in one breath, but we managed to pull it off. It was a little surprising with Thomas sitting there in a 108.
Yeah, I mean, it is
But
obviously
then again,
very quick guys here.
if you think about your prediction at the beginning, though, qualifying position here doesn't really play into the race. It's going to be wet. That could be a safe move by Thomas.
I would say, you never know, but I guess the biggest difference isn't in like a dry race though, is he doesn't have any advantage of tyre strategy because everyone has the fresh tyre option. The only good thing potentially is he can gamble. You know, he can try and switch things up, maybe pit earlier or pit late, or you have less pressure in the race. But just to show you the difference, I mean, Jamie 1S, he did a one at the finish at the end, 108.4. That was the same lap time I did to get P6 in Tier 3. And I mean, the pole guy got 108 dead, but that just shows you, and admittedly it was a wet track in our quali, but you can see, just see the difference in the quality here. But yeah, as the rain is down, the rain is heavy for this race. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to this one.
Well, good morning and welcome back to the F1 race where the weather has drastically taken a change. It is pouring with rain. It's good to see we've got about 15 people watching on our YouTube right now. Looking at the chat room, we don't have any real predictions out there. I think it's a little hard to call. We'll probably start to see them pop up here soon. The wall of shame is definitely in play today for the 3-second penalties. I think we're going to see the top of the hill play into the wall of shame today in numerous different factors, in crashing in, maybe even some penalties being held up. We're gonna go out for a formation lap here. This is our way of getting our tires up to temperature, if you will, which is very unlikely to happen here. But it's a lap just to make sure everybody's cars are set up. They're as safe as they can be. They're ready to go when they line up on the grid, which will be called by Racer 001 today. He's going to have the honor of calling the first lap and hopefully keeping our eyes trained on everything that's happened. Of course, our cameras will start on 5th place as we always do, which will be Devil Damo today. We're going to be doing the start, watching him. He's generally going to be in the middle of the first pack, so good luck, Devil, on your start. We're all watching you and your Force India.
I don't know what's happened. GFO F1 Perez is, I don't know if he was ghosting in qualifying, but I think he is ghosting. I don't know if because he's right in the back. He went off the track on the formation lap, and he's just sort of doodling around. He's qualified P9, but I wonder, I'm surprised. Yeah, he's been disqualified, so I'm not surprised. So he'll be put back. And oh, Dobby's left. Dobby's lost connection. That's a big shame for him in P8.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get back in time. But even if Perez does get back, he is DSQ, so he will automatically fall to the back of the pack. You know, Racer, on these formation laps, we're usually griping and trying to remind the drivers and the viewers that, you know, this was a tricky formation lap. We don't want contact. Dobby is joined back in. We don't want contact during this, but it looks like something has happened. We've got a bunch of disqualifications popping up on the screen right now. Hopefully they will all be able to start the race. My goodness.
Yeah, I think they're all fine. I don't know where Perez is. Perez isn't showing on the starting line, but the other guys are, as far as I'm aware. I might be wrong, but yeah, we're all lining up now for the start of the race. And it's going to be a tricky one again. It's an uphill for the front guys. It's an uphill start. So it will make it a little even trickier in these wet conditions as we go to 3, 4, 5 lights. And we're waiting, and we're racing in the Tier 1 race of Brazil, and Alex Akir really struggled, and so did Raikkonen off the start there, but Alex Akir just staying ahead of the guys. Oh, and there's a contact with 2 teammates. Raikkonen, I think Raikkonen's been tagged by his teammate in the second corner. Drama already as people are sliding all around turn 3, somehow keeping it all together in the midfield, but Alex Akir has got that lead position. There's been an error where Perez says Perez is leading the race on my screen, but he isn't. He's ghosting at the moment. So Al-Attiyah is the de facto leader. But yeah, drama at the beginning of the race. Raikkonen, I think it was the other half's driver, Zio Badino, just went into the side of him. And yeah, drama already unfolded on the first lap. But for everyone else, it was quite a clean race. And Al-Attiyah already storming out with a 2.44 second lead from Raikkonen, and behind though it's already starting to spread out at the beginning of this first lap as everyone starts getting used to these heavy rain conditions. Not a lot of testing would have been done in these conditions, so people are learning all the time, especially up that hill. Traction is so hard. This final corner, normally flat out easy in the dry, actually is a corner in these sort of conditions. As we complete the first lap, it's Al-Attiyah leads, and there's two spells making a move on the inside of Ricky. I think he's made the move stick. Yes, he has. Oh, they're side by side. Oh no, yeah, two spell has got past Ricky, and he's now got past the main Zane, so he's up into P12.
Lots of action here in the first 2 laps of the race. We've seen a first lap collision, as we usually do through the S's. We're going to take a look real quick on position changes. The biggest one right now, of course, is Raikkonen 34 Kimi. After having contact in the first series of turns, he's fallen down to 18th. Other than that, Fruitful Coot was able to pick up 5 positions. And, you know, watching 2 spell right now with Domain Zane behind him and Racer 555 in front. This is definitely an interesting little battle going on. We're going to jump back up to Fruitful Coot, though, and watch that as everybody seems to be running within a half a second of each other up there at the front, except for Al-Attiyah, who seems to have somehow, some way already checked out. He's more than 4 seconds ahead.
Yeah, it's amazing with this track. Short looked like he was making a move on Silas, but Silas got much better traction out of Junkao, the final corner, until going up the hill. But then George seems to be maybe on a lower downforce setting, because he closed right up the back of him again, but it's really struggling in the corners. And yeah, I think Silas has got quite a high downforce setup, and it's looking quite good in P7. Oh, there's a yellow flag, so there might have been some issues in the first corner. Yes,
we've got Don Amos spun around.
Yeah, and Ricky's lost ground as well, so I wonder if something happened with those guys. But and Dobby as well, he's down in 17th as well. It's not a great run for him these first few laps.
Definitely playing a factor in today's race. We see Jamie 1 racing here with Raikkonen trying to put the moves on and get himself back up into the rankings. He's currently running 16th, and I want to say sliding around just like everybody else. We see 2 spell running 3/10, maybe 4/10 behind Racer 555 right now, who's 2 seconds behind Javi. So you have to think that once 2 spell gets around Racer 555, he may be able to gap out a little bit.
Al-Attiyah has just done a 120.9. So just looking at the lap times, 120.9. Raikkonen's second is 122.0. He's miles ahead in pace. Everyone else is 122s, 122.4, 122.5. Very close lap times, apart from Al-Attiyah, who's just on another level at the moment. Oh, I've seen someone go in the pits. Raikkonen's pitting.
Yeah, I wonder if Raikkonen's going to pack it in here. He might pit, go back out and try to make it up, but he has fallen from, I believe it was second. Ooh.
Yeah, he's going on inters and changing wings. So, I mean, there's no point retiring yet. A lot can still happen in this race. But looking at the, I'm just going to go on board and see what it looks like with the rain. I won't let me go on the TV pod for a minute, but it's difficult to say. I mean, there is a dry line starting to appear. I'd probably still say it is heavy, the full wet tyre at the moment, looking at the conditions, but he's took a gamble, Raikkonen, while needing to change that front wing. He just thought, well, I just got to use the intermediate tyre, otherwise it saves him having to pit again. It might work out. It'll be interesting to see what his lap times are like.
Yep, Raikkonen is now back out onto the track with the intermediate tyres. Still seeing Al just step away. He's now 6.4 seconds ahead. Constantly gapping away from Rockin, Zio Bandino, Fruitful Coot. We're still riding with Two Spell, who has hit the wall hard. He's broken his wing. Severe collision. Jamie1 has taken Two Spell out of the race.
And that's the thing with this. Oh, and his virtual safety car because of that. So
yeah, that's a very precarious position. He's right at the start of the DRS zone, which is not in play, of course, because of the rain. But as you and I know, coming up around that hill right there, that high-speed left, it's a very tricky position to be in right now.
Yes, and with the weather as it is, it just makes that, it truly makes it into a corner now. It's not an easy flat at all. You've got to, and it's hard enough doing it on your own, let alone battling with someone else. It's so easy to lose traction on the rear and then make contact with someone if you're going side by side. And that is, such a shame for Two Spell. Didn't get a good quali, and unfortunately for him, the race is done on lap 5.
We've seen Ricky.
Racer 5-5. Oh, Thomas is making a move on Racer 5-5. Battle for 8th. He's looking good. To be honest, Thomas is really quick. 122.2s. He's much quicker than Racer is. Racer's about a second slower than him at the moment. And he just can't. Racer just cannot get the traction out of the corners, and they make contact.
They did, didn't they?
The hill, but thankfully no. Oh, and you've got Real R Life trying to make a move as well on them. This is it's all getting off, but Thomas has got the straight line speed. Is he going to make a move down the inside? Yes, he does.
Absolutely. Can he make it stay?
Oh, he doesn't know. He's got the inside still, Racer. The Racer just hasn't got the traction out of the corners, and Thomas probably has this now. Yes, he does. Oh, and the Mercedes of Real R Life is trying to get through and behind him. But Racer's just holding on. Oh, Racer's run deep. Almost hits the back of Thomas.
We've just seen Zio Bandino retire. I believe that may have also been a crash. I'm not sure. We're watching. Yes, he's definitely crashed. The Haas destroyed off to the right there as we continue to watch Racer 555, Real R Life, Jamie1 continue to battle here. Dobby has just gone gray from the retirement from the session. I'm not sure if he just went out with a crash. They're dropping like flies here today. We've got Dobby, Zio Bandino, Two Spell already out of the race. I think everybody except for maybe the top 3 or 4 has taken damage in one way or another. And, as we kind of suspected, Thomas is out there and he's definitely closing the gap. He's moving up. He's currently sitting in 8th. This is going to be a really long race, man.
Yeah, looking on the comments, it looks like it was Jamie that took Two Spell out in going up the hill. So yeah, it looks like it looks like it was Jamie1S's fault. We didn't see it at the time, but I'm sure there will be. We'll have the feed, the stream of 2-1 later on. I'm sure the stewards will have a look at that and we'll
absolutely. Pit lane just got really busy. We see everybody from 6th place back, with the exception of 1 or 2 guys, have now all moved over to inters. So maybe they're thinking that the dry line is starting to show up.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I can see the dry line is showing. I'm just trying to get my tyre. I'm looking at the tyre readings now. So the top 5 are currently on wets. But Alatakir has just pitted, so he's decided, and you can see the intensity of the rain has dropped, to be fair. Roinkinen's pitted as well. Fruitful Coots, so they're all looking like they're coming in now, those top runners on the wets. Yeah, all the top 6. So Javi is the first runner on the intermediates, and he's currently P6. So lap time wise, I'm not going to really know what lap time he's done because this is his out lap. But we'll see if he's made any places on the guys ahead of him shortly. First corner, yeah, his teammates just coming out. Devil Damo, yeah, I think he's going to make a few places, Javi, on this lap.
So we've got
into
You've got a number of stop-and-go penalties here, obviously slowing down just as difficult as getting going here, as we just saw Raikkonen put in a 1:20 fast lap.
Yeah, it's flying at the moment. And obviously with these tyres, they're quite good when they start to wear. They're actually better. So it takes a while for the tyres when you come out of the pits to warm up. So Raikkonen, he's in the groove. He knows what to expect from the limits for the intermediate, and he's making good progress. And considering he had a wing change as well, so that would have lost him more time. He's up to P12 and 1.3 behind Ricky at the moment.
Interesting observation coming in from the chat room. Fruitful Coot running in second right now. He came into the pits and he continued with the full wets. So I'm not quite sure what sort of advantage other than traction he might get from that. But Fruitful Coot, either that or maybe Ferrari making a mistake in the pits. I'm not quite sure how to call that one.
Yeah, we've seen the mistakes from Ferrari before. I'm on board with him at the moment, but the intermediate looks like the tyre to me that he should be on. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it doesn't make sense. The fact he's pitted, I mean, he would have been better off, unless he made an error with the tyre call. We forgot to change it to select intermediate tyres. He's 1.4 ahead of Raikkonen. But in fact that's already coming down to 1.2, so that tyre is going to start to overheat very quickly, and he's struggling to slow the car down. This is a major error on his behalf here, and I think you have to pit. I think, because even if he tries to stay out, as he loses the place to Raikkonen, he's going to lose too much time on that wet, and he's going to more than likely crash if he stays on it. So,
and he's got Javi, he's got Devil Demo right behind him, which means the two Force India cars are definitely going to make a move and position themselves ahead of that Ferrari. We're going to see what he does. He's coming across towards the start-finish line. Yes, the Ferrari ducks back into the pits. Hopefully he can get it slowed down in time.
Oh, Raikkonen's out.
Raikkonen has gone out.
I don't know where that is.
We're watching with Domain Zane, hoping to see a carcass of a vehicle here.
Yeah, I saw it. It's on the edge.
Oh yes, he's off to the left, right there.
Yeah.
So Raikkonen, Kimi 34, he will finish his day on 5-lap-old Inters.
Such a shame for him as well. You know, looked so promising. Didn't. First corner contact though with his teammate ended any hopes of real good position, but he was coming back through but pushing hard, and that's the problem when you're trying to make time catching people back up. That's what happened. It's so easy to do in these wet conditions. Fruitful Coot, he's returned in P11, so yeah, it's a shame for him. He's now obviously had to make an extra pit stop compared to the rest of the field, but I suppose still a long way to go. We're only 10 laps into this race, so still lots of the race to go through still before we get to the point of the conclusion of this race.
For sure. We've got 25 laps going. We've got maybe Raikkonen vocalizing in the main portion of the race. I'm not quite sure. You do see his name popping up there in the top right of the screen a little bit. Let's see what else we have going on. Thomas is hounding Perez right now. He is all over his tailpipe, hoping to make a move. He's got to do something because he's got Real R Life behind him, and Real R Life has been consistently putting in some pretty quick times here. I believe we did see a new fastest lap come by. Let me take a quick look at that. And that was Al Takir putting in a 118.1. So he's on intermediates. He was someone who got down into the 106s. He's running about 12 seconds slower on his fastest lap right now. But, you know, as we've said a couple times now, this weather is going to change. It's starting to clear. We've seen him go from full wets now to intermediates. Who knows? Maybe next we'll get to see some super softs out there. You never know. The rain is falling steadily still, but not nearly as hard as it was falling at the beginning of the race.
Jamie 1S had an incident in the first corner. I think he's got wing damage. So Jamie 1S, who was obviously near the back anyway, that's really cost him any chance of making positions forward. Now, the lap time you want to see these guys get to really, where the point where the slick tyre is going to work, is around 1 minute. Well, for these guys, probably 1 minute 17, 1 minute 16. I would have thought. So that is the sort of crossover point. When you get down to the 116s, I think that's when the slicks are going to be very close. Right now, we're nowhere near that because it's still raining. But in terms of the track being dry enough for dry tyres, but yeah, looking for those sort of lap times, that's when we'll have a good idea with the fact of which tyre, well, when the next stop's going to be made for the dry tyre.
We just saw Don Amo get into the back of Racer 555 coming out of the first series of S turns. They're now at the top of the hill. We did see carbon fiber go flying from Don Amo's front, so I have to suspect he's got some wing damage. Of course, Don's got Fruitful Kook and Ricky right behind him.
Yeah, it looks like he's got damage to his front wing on the front right-hand side. It's light, so if I was him, just keep going until the next stop. But yeah, it's not the best, especially in the wet conditions, with just getting that front to bite. And yeah, with this track it is important to have good front grip. But he's got good straight line speed. He's eyeing up a move down around the outside. This racer has a 3-second penalty. Still trying to make the move into the first corner. And he has to be careful because behind him is Fruitful Koop.
Very close there.
Joining it. Yeah. It's so easy to make a mistake in these situations and lose the rear end, trying to get a bit more power just to try and pass your opponent. But again, it's racers defending it for his life here as Koop's trying to go around the outside.
Koop's gonna make
brave.
Oh my!
Brave. Oh, and that's what's happened. Don Amo's retired. I knew that it was just one of those. Too wide in that area just doesn't work, especially in the wet conditions. And Ricky's having a safety car.
We do have a safety car for sure. I'm still waiting to see Don Amo, where exactly he went out. We've got a drive-through penalty for somebody for cycling the car. Oh, this is going to turn into an interesting chaos now.
Yeah, Don Amo, he crashed coming out of turn 4. He was battling with Fruitful Koop and Racer 55. Fruitful Koop went around the outside of him into turn 4. The two left-handers before the right uphill, the right-hander, and they tried side by side, and it wasn't going to work. And Don Amo lost the rear end and went into the tyre wall, and that was it. Race over.
So Fruitful Koop in the pits again.
He's trying to go for the record here. Oh, Racer's retired.
Racer Brown has retired.
Yeah, so I don't know what's happened to Racer.
Oh my, Ricky has gone out on the soft tires.
Oh my god.
We are still under a safety car.
The thing is, has it stopped raining now? It has stopped raining.
It has stopped raining, so this could be a very good move on Ricky's part. He's currently sitting in 11th. Let's see what he does.
It's just a bit too soon. It's at the moment the best lap times are 1:18. So it's very. I mean, it could be smart because what he's hoping is going to be a couple of laps being under the safety car. Gives the track more time to dry. This could be a brilliant tactic from Ricky, and Silas has gone on the medium as well. So this.
I hesitate to use Ricky and brilliant in the same sentence, but this could be one of the ones where
people.
Oh, they're all coming in.
Are rushing into the pits. Yeah, they're all thinking the same thing. So
meanwhile, Al Takir is still sitting in first. He's on 7-lap-old inters. Ricky's going to move up big time with everybody else pitting. It's going to take him probably up into what, 5th or 6th.
This is the hack, isn't it? I believe, medium tyre is obviously the better strategy. The only thing I'd say of Ricky going on the soft is going to give him the advantage at the beginning, but I suppose you could eat the soft out, but it would be a long stretch on the soft. I think that's the only mistake he might have made. Obviously, the other guys are still ahead of him because obviously pitting under safety car, you don't lose as much time. So Ricky isn't the first runner. Jord is the top runner on dries, and he's on the medium tyre. The medium, I think, is the best tyre to be on because you're guaranteed to make the end of this race now. You probably could do it with the soft. Well, in fact, I think you could definitely just about eke it. But the medium is a no-brainer. The medium, you can just attack with this tyre. You can keep consistently doing good lap times. But yeah, this is a dramatic turnaround here. And is the safety car going to come in? I don't know. Is the safety car going to come in this lap or not?
I don't know. They haven't notified yet. And no. Al's going to have to pit. I think Al has to pit. Rockin needs to pit. Javi needs to pit. I think all these guys need to get off these inters as quickly as possible. But man, what a bad time that he was so far ahead, and now that lead has been cut down to tenths of a second. He's definitely going to pit.
Yeah, they're all pitting. It's still going to be a bit twitchy at the beginning of this race when it restarts because the track hasn't fully gone to slick run yet. But they're all pitting, I believe. Yeah, they're all putting on the medium tyre.
And you know, Thomas is sitting in second place.
Yeah, and we said it, didn't we? We were at the qualifying, Thomas. You know, it's at the back of the grid. You have nothing to lose, and the strategy has worked out for him in these conditions. Oh, Jamie 1S has been disqualified for ignoring the yellow flag. So his race has gone from bad to worse.
He's been having a little bit of a rough day today. So Jamie 1 is going to be disqualified. They're going to park him. That's going to leave us with 12 running. If things keep going the way that they're going in 2 or 3 laps, everybody who's remaining will have championship points today. So it's bittersweet, if you will, you know? For a guy like me, this is very exciting. I'm going to get a point.
And Alatakir was, those runners in the end were lucky the safety car didn't come in because fortunately for him, Alatakir is 6th, Raukkonen is 7th, so they're not, you know, the back of the field, so they are in that grass, and Alatakir has such pace. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets past everyone, but that would have definitely raised his heart rate when he saw everyone pitting for the dry tyre.
All right, so
we're in this lap.
Yep, we're being told that the safety car will be in this lap. We're going to see Joe lead them all off, followed by Thomas, Real R Life, Devil Demo, Ricky, Altakir, Ralkin, Fruitful Coot, Perez, and Javi. So here we go.
Yeah. Oh, and Jordan had to brake there.
He did.
He went too early, and that's going to help Thomas. Thomas is on a high. He's on the overtake ERS. Jordan is on hot lap though. As it goes side by side now, they're all going to be on cold tyres. Thomas holds it on just, but George still leads for now.
He does indeed. They come down through those S's. They're going to make the left-hander down into the first DRS zone, which was immediately re-enabled.
And Alatakir is looking for a way down the inside. He's trying to get past both of them. Alatakir down the inside off Real R Life. He's into 4th already. As Real R Life and Ricky are side by side. Now Ricky's the only guy on the soft and goes round the outside and takes that 5th place off Real R Life.
Oh, needs to lock it up and save it at the top of the hill. Looked like we had a Ferrari hit the dirt, but I think that Ferrari is okay. This has definitely turned into a race here at lap 17 of 36 in Brazil.
Yeah, and Alatakir is now already up to P3, so that old worry of, oh no, this is all going to be over for him for the race win, it's turned out all right.
We just saw somebody go around. I think it's Rockin has gone around. Definitely in the dirt, will not make it up the hill. He's going to have to get back onto the track safely, while Joe turns a 1:12.488 at the front to set a new fastest lap, but I think that's going to go away really quick. Ricky picks up a 3-second penalty after taking down multiple warnings. He's got Real R Life all over him side by side right now. Let's see how this works out. Ricky locks it up, takes it to the inside, manages to maintain the position.
And Raukkonen has retired. Yeah, I think it was Domain Zane and Fruitful Coot involved in that because they had to pit, so to change wings. So that it's been a chaotic race. Much more drama than the Monday race had in store. But George is, yeah, he's comfortable at the moment. Looking ahead of Thomas, and Alatakir is biding his time.
I'm watching this Ricky R real life and Javi battle here. Seeing a lot of lockups from Ricky and Real R Life. I think that just might be the tires not there. Surprisingly, Jamie1 just set a 111 fast lap. Thomas shuts that down immediately with a 110.9 and DRS re-enabled.
That's it. Now we're going to see overtaking down the long straight areas. Javi's just made a move past Real R Life, so he's up into 6th place. Let's see what else at the front. Thomas is back really close behind George now. He's 2 tenths behind. So everyone not. Oh, and Fruitful Coop's just got a 5-second penalty and is retired. So he's retired anyway. That's why he went into the pits, and which means that now all the runners will finish on points because Jamie1S, there's only 10 runners left out of 19 starters. Unbelievable race.
Yes, unbelievable race.
George is struggling. Sorry,
goes
sorry,
DNF. That's fine. Fruitful Coot DNF.
Yeah, I think Thomas is going to make a move here at P2. He's got the DRS now. So let's have a look. Here we go. George is going to defend the inside, but is he going to be able to outbrake Thomas? I think he's got it. Yeah, brilliant move from Thomas.
Very nice racing by Thomas there.
And what do you know, he must be absolute. His heart rate has just gone up to 160 to 180 now, because he would have never have thought he would have had the chance to win this race. Now Alatakir immediately responds and passes George. Oh, we got a virtual safety car again.
Oh, we have another virtual safety car. Who is this for? It's not for Fruitful Coot.
Oh, it's Perez. Perez has been ghosting this whole time, and he's finally retired from the race. So,
oh my.
I think that's what's called the virtual safety car. So we officially now have 10 runners.
Yes, we do. So everybody will receive at least one championship point today. Let's see what happens here. We've got 16 laps to go. I think the longest stint we've seen on a set of tires today is maybe 7 laps. Currently, we have Ricky running on those 6-lap-old softs. Everybody else is on the medium compound looking to hopefully go to the end of the race. But do you take advantage right here? Do you say, hey, it's a safety car, why not go get some fresh boots put on? Or you just stick it out?
Not in the virtual safety car.
Oh, virtual safety car, that's right.
Yeah, so virtual, it's not, especially now. Thomas, didn't get the best of restarts. I think they're very close to green flag at the moment. Yep, they're
there
green
we go.
Flag now. So,
yep, I missed that. I thought it was an actual safety car, but Alatakir picks up a 3-second penalty. In the current race conditions, that could play a little bit into all this, as Javi picks up another 3-second penalty as well. Javi and Real R Life going at it. They're side by side right now behind Ricky. They both go into the grass, into the green paint. Ricky gets the better of that entire situation and pulls away, while Javi and Real R Life continue to race. They need to be careful. Silas is right behind them.
And I've just noticed that the leaders are catching up with Alatakir's teammate, Jamie1S. So I wonder if there'll be any... Alatakir almost loses the back end then. His tyres are overheating, I think. He just before Junkao, he down the left-hander, and he lost a lot of time there. But he is in the DRS zone. And he is catching 4 tenths behind. Is he going to be able to make a move? He's having a look. Not this time.
He's he's definitely not going to let the opportunity pass by. That's for sure. He's going to get in there. He's going to make life difficult. I think we got Jamie moving off to the side. Real R Life picks up a penalty, and Alatakir has retaken the lead. He's got Thomas right behind him. I anticipate the rest of this race is going to be great between these two drivers.
Yeah, and also the fact Alatakir has a 3-second penalty as well. I'm surprised Thomas didn't defend it as he didn't really defend it at all. He just let Alatakir through.
Maybe he's aware of the penalty.
He might be aware of the penalty, but knowing Altakir's pace, I mean now Altakir's got more than enough laps to edge this out and still take the win. I mean, it just shows you, how good Altakir is. He's, I mean, he was lucky that he had essentially a third chance, a third lap to get into the pits while the safety car was still out, so he didn't lose a full pit stop margin, which he would have. I think there's a change. Jordan was under attack from Devil Damo there for P3.
Definitely that Force India challenging that Williams right now. All over him, defending. We'll see how this works out. Oh, side by side. Oh, wow, that Force India just goes. I don't know. It might have been tire rub, but that Force India drove right past him.
Yeah, Javi's looking really quick at the moment. Really good on the medium tyre. And that's the thing for these guys. They've driven all sorts of conditions in this race. Rain, heavy rain, light rain, and now being on the medium. This is against all what they've been practicing on. They would have really done practices in the dry, dry simulations. With these, it always sort of plays it up because as a driver, you've sort of lost your reference points a bit, going from wet to dry and just staying on the medium now for this stint. It changes everything. And and Thomas has pitted.
Thomas has pitted. And he picks up a 5-second stop and go. So right now, I believe that means it's 2 seconds to the better for Altakir between these two.
I don't know why he pitted. He's gone on the soft. I don't know why he. I wonder why he pitted. The medium would have easily have lasted him the race, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe because the track's green, people are struggling with tyre wear more. But I'm really puzzled why he made the pit stop then.
We see Ricky and Real R Life going at it again. They're going to come through the high-speed right-hander and up to the top of the hill. These two have been battling it out all day. Again, almost side by side. Both racers locking up here. Nothing except a little bit of exhaust smoke separating these two. Oh my! Real Life gets really fast into that turn. I don't know if Ricky checked up, but he makes pretty decent contact with Ricky. So Real R Life may have some wing damage. Got into the back of Ricky. What a shame. Excuse me for that.
That's all right. I think he might have front wing damage, but he's lining him up again down the straight. He's going to have the DRS side by side down the straight.
We've got Silas in the pit, who also blows the speed limit for a 5-second stop and go.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised people are making, maybe, obviously, with the track being green then, people are just struggling to keep the tyre going. I haven't really paid attention to lap times, but, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe they're going on the soft tyres. But, yeah, it's a strange one, because I would have thought the medium would have just been able to carry on this easily from when they put them on. But Ricky, at the moment, he's starting to struggle with his soft tyres.
Yeah.
So maybe it is. Maybe it's because the track's green. There's no rubber down. The tyres are just really struggling with overheating. Also, I wonder if anyone did any wet setups. I doubt it. I would have thought, because knowing the track was going to dry, I would have thought most people would have gone with a dry setup. But I don't know. Maybe people did put a bit more wing on the car to take advantage of the beginning, and now people are having issues where they haven't got the speed. Real R Life's doing 1:12.6s at the moment.
Real R Life goes in to make the move on Ricky. This time it looks like he's going to make it stick as we see fast lap 109.7 come in from Thomas, who's currently running in 7th. Still side-by-side racing between our Real Life and Ricky.
Yeah, I think Real R Life is struggling with that front wing damage, because he just, out of turn 3, looked like he just couldn't go flat out round it. Yeah, he is struggling. He just doesn't have the front end grip with that.
Both of
with
these
that
with
wing damage he's got.
Ricky's got major lockup into some of these high-speed straight to slow turns. He's got major lockup coming from all 4 wheels. And then you've got Real R Life behind him, who's not really struggling for grip, but just has no real speed because of the damage to his wing. These two together, it's just slow motion battle.
So Domain Zane, oh sorry, not Domain Zane, Devil Damo lost a lot of time at some point. I'm sure he was second, and he's now down to P4. They're all in the mid to high 110s at the moment. So Thomas is going about a second a lap quicker than everyone else on the field, as Real Life gets a penalty, and we've got 10 laps to go. So looking at the splits, the leader, so Thomas is 18 seconds. I mean, he's not going to catch Alatakir, surely. I still question this strategy that he's done, because effectively he lost 5 seconds with the pit stop, with the speeding. He's 18.8 behind the leader at the moment, 10 laps to go.
And it seems like Ricky's really fighting those soft tires right now.
Oh yeah, fair play to him. He's really struggling locking up the front right. That front right must be so overheated right now. But he's actually pulling away from Real Life, and that's because the front wing damage.
Right.
He just can't. Oh, Thomas has just made the move on him in the last corner into going up the hill. So Thomas, so much more grip. He's up into P6 now.
He's going to be all over Ricky in a moment.
Yeah, Ricky's still doing good lap times. 1:12.3, but
oh my, locks them side by side.
Oh, we nearly touch again. Ricky's really fighting it. I mean, fair play. He's hard but fair, and Thomas will have the DRS, so this should help him. As Real Life is going to try and get past Ricky as well.
Yep, Ricky does drive hard but fair, as you had said.
Still side by side.
It's fun racing with Ricky, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Real Life must be so frustrated. He's desperate to get past Ricky, but Ricky's really struggling. He's locking up the fronts now. So I think those tyres are starting to come towards the end of their life, which is unfortunate for Ricky. He was the first guy to go on the new tyre, but it hasn't paid off for him in the end. Thomas, meanwhile, I think he could get second, you know.
Thomas could get up there. He's on 4-lap-old softs. Everybody else is on a minimum of 12 or 13-lap-old mediums. We've got 7 laps remaining in the race. Right now, everybody running in the top... It seems funny to say that. Everybody's running in the top 10 right now. To be honest with you, I think penalties are definitely going to come into play today. Once again, I'm very vocal about penalties. I think it's a shame that they have to come into play, but it is what it is. And we still see our life trying to make the move on Ricky, while Thomas steps away. He's now got quite the advantage over Ricky, closing in on Devil Damo very, very quickly. And I believe he'll make quick work of this, and then he'll head on up to Joe, or to Javi rather.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how. I mean, he's already in this sector already, taking about 4 tenths. So he must be around nearly a second a lap quicker at the moment. 6.3 behind Devil Damo. So it's close. That's the thing. I don't think he's going to have enough. He's not going to get up to second, but he could very well get up into P3, because that is the real battle as well now. Javi and Devil Damo are half a second gap between the two teammates, so it should be an interesting battle. Hopefully they don't take each other out though with 6 to go.
Yeah, especially in those Force India cars. We have to race them on Monday. Thomas picks up a 3-second time penalty.
It's a shame. That's probably ruined his chance. Oh, and Javi's run wide here.
Yes,
I think
he has.
I think he tactically let Damo through there. So I think
maybe some team orders in action there between the Force India team. I can tell you that the Force India team is a very communication-oriented team.
Absolutely. No bias there at all, is there?
No.
Yeah, so Alatakir 8.7 make that clear of Jordan second, who's now a lonely second, lapping 1:11.6, so he's still competitive. Devil Damo, let's see what lap time. 110. Devil Damo's doing 110.6s. Thomas 110.1. So Thomas is only now essentially half a second quicker. Meanwhile, I think Jamie 1S has been disqualified, but the car is still driving around. Looking on the comments, I believe Jamie 1S, disqualified from ignoring multiple yellows. So I don't know why his car's still around. So effectively, we only have 9 runners.
Everybody running in the championship points. Everybody running in the top 9. What a day.
Incredible race. Really has been it's mad. A little bit of weather, a little bit of rain, just and a safety car, and it spices it up completely. But one thing that hasn't changed yet is Alan Takir now to 9.5 seconds clear of Jordan second.
Totally stepping away.
Yeah, 110.4 that time round. Looking at Jord coming along the line, 111.3. Devil Damo, he's 110.5. So Devil Damo is actually going about a second a lap quicker. He might catch up with Jord. It might just run out of time though. Thomas, meanwhile, that advantage of being on the soft it's pretty much lost. He's lost it now because he's only, it's very small margins of gains. He's 4.4 behind Javi, but fair play to Ricky. 18 laps on that soft. He's now pulled away from Rear R Life because I think Rear R Life's front wing damage has just done enough to his fronts. He can't keep up with him. But Ricky he's done a great job in 6th place on 18 lap softs. If he can just keep them going for the next 4 laps, it'd be a fantastic result for him.
So a little bit of a fun fact, Jamie 1 just put on softs. So I'm not sure if that is a ghoster or if he's actually driving, but I do know he just went into the pits, they put softs on, they sent him back out onto the track. He's running 107 behind everybody else. Joe Altakir is in first. We've got Joe in second with a 10-second separation. Then it falls back another 3 seconds to Devil Damo, which the interval right now is 3.666 Devil Damo. Javi Thomas in fifth. Real R Life is in 7th. Ricky is in 6th. Domain Zane 8th. Sealess 9th. Jamie 1S, we believe, is disqualified, but continues to force the issue, driving around in 10th. He may have just given us the finger this time by. We're not quite sure what that gesture was, but it looks like Jamie is going to stay out there and he's going to finish this race, doggone it. I think he did. I think he gave you the finger when he went past the box last time.
The cheek of it.
Oh my goodness.
It's just, you can't get the drivers nowadays, can you?
I tell you, what can you do?
I think we've got a race on our hands for P2, you know. Devil Damo has been taking a second out of Jord every lap. He's 2.9 now behind with 3 to go. So we're going to get a fantastic finale because Javi's going along with him. So Jord is not safe yet. He's not out of the woods. 2.6 as they cross the line. So it's more than a second a lap. That Javi runs a bit wide, but Devil Damo is on course for getting that P2 right at the end of the race.
Yeah, I'm sure our cameramen are struggling to try to get something fun to watch here as everybody's intervals are big except for these guys right here. That interval between Joe and Javi now down to 1.2 seconds. So, and then Devil Damo at 2.4 behind Joe. So as you said, with 2 laps remaining here, we are on our way about halfway through lap 34 of 36. We may just have a race for second at the end. Maybe even a race for third.
This lap though, Jord, I don't know if he's responded because Damo's only taken 2/10 out of him on this lap. I don't know if it was George just been pacing himself. I'm just going to see what lap time he comes out with this time round, because this might be a crucial lap for him. He's done a 1:11.2 and Devil Damo's in a 1:10.6. So he's still gained half a second, but he needs a little bit more than half a second. He needs to take if he can take a second out of him.
Joe just picked up a
George got 3
3-second time
seconds.
penalty, so again, I don't know how penalties are going to come into play here, but this is definitely penalties are going to sort out 2, 3, and 4, where Al has just run a flawless race. Out there in the front, he's on 19-lap-old mediums. He's got a 14-second lead over everybody else. He is going to be finishing up lap 35 of 36 shortly, and he will be getting his final lap.
Yep, he's going up the hill now to start the final lap. The gap between Jord and Devil is 1.7, so I don't think we're going to get a battle on track, but I think, and I don't know if the Devil got any penalties or not, but I know Javi has and Thomas has, so Jord, I can't remember if Devil did get a penalty earlier in the race, but yeah, we're all going to find out.
We're going to find out in about 1 minute and 12 seconds. We will ride with our leader here for this lap.
Meanwhile, Ricky, he's about to start his final lap. I'm interested to see what lap time he's been able to do. just to know, he's in the 1:12.5 now. I mean, that's pretty impressive still, so he's done 22 laps.
Sure, he's up 11 positions, one of our biggest movers of the day. But Thomas, Ricky, and Real R Life, all of them up 11 positions from where they started. Our big losers of the day, obviously, Zio Bandino and Raikkonen falling from 15 positions and 14 positions respectively. And here comes Al.
Up the hill now to take another victory.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your provisional winner today is Al Takir. I say provisional just because we are waiting for penalties to sort.
Yep, so here we go then. George's going to cross the line in the end. He does hold on to the second on track, and he does hold it. So obviously Devil Damo must have had a 3-second penalty as well. Thomas is and his 5-second added on at the end of the race as well. So Thomas finishes. In the end, he lost time. Those softs gave up on him. But here comes Ricky. What a result! And he's happy. He's giving it the Alonso Vettel style weave. What a race from him to get 23 laps on that soft tyre and finish 6th. Jermaine Zane passed Real R Life in the end as well, so he finished 7th. And Real R Life struggling with that front wing damage in 8th. Silas has just come through in 9th. And Jamie 1S, although I think he was disqualified, completes the field. Indeed.
So those are your top 10 of the day. They're your only 10 of the day. We see the podium ceremony. It's always good to see Team Pink up there on the podium.
One for the Force India boys.
Very sparkly trophy.
Tell me that, are they always the same, the trophies? They never change, do they?
Let's give you the quick rundown of how we finished. We've got Altakir in first, Joe in second, Devil Damo third, Javi in fourth, Thomas fifth, Ricky sixth, Domain Zane seventh, Real R Life eighth, Ciolus in ninth, Jamie 10th, Fruitful Coot 11th, Perez 12th, Raikkonen 13th, Racer 555 14th, Donamo 15th, Raikkonen 34, Kimi 16th, Dobby 17th, Zio Bandino 18th, and Two Spell will round out our field at 19th position. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, crazy race that was. I didn't expect that many people to retire, to fall out from the race, but yeah, in the end, I'm surprised Jamie 1S, although it showed him being disqualified in the chat, he isn't in the classification, so he must have been out there because he, did a 109.885, so yeah, it's strange, but yeah, brilliant race, lots of action. I'm sure there's going to be some stewards inquiries, but that's what happens with wet racing and competitive drivers.
Indeed. Fruitful Coot picks up the Armpit Award with 5 pit stops today.
That's a record, surely in costs.
All right.
Well,
Well, thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Racer, thank you for joining me today in the commentary booth. And we will see you all next week when Contest of Speed F1 returns.